Hello, my name is Katrina Anderson, and today I am presenting an industry marketing presentation on introducing the Ford Mustang Mach-E into the Australian vehicle market. It's a contents page, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Introduction: electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are powered by electricity rather than fuel, which means that they do not produce harmful carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide contributes to the greenhouse effect and is known as the most important factor in contributing to climate change. The greenhouse effect is when the atmosphere traps heat, which leads to an increase in surface temperatures. As countries push to reduce carbon emissions on the path to net zero by 2050, electric vehicles will play a vital role in reducing transport sector emissions. According to the latest electric vehicle EV Outlook report from Bloomberg NEF, 60% of new car sales worldwide must be electric by 2030 if the net zero scenario is to be achieved. That equates to 40 million cars a year, according to statistics, 40 times the EV production output of pioneering EV maker Tesla in 2021. Therefore, if this is to be achieved worldwide, Tesla won't be doing it alone. According to WATEC Automotive and Transportation, attractive opportunities in the EV market described is projected to reach 26,951,318 units by 2030 from an estimated 3,269,671 units in 2019. This forecast period is from 2019 to 2030. The EV market has witnessed rapid evolution with ongoing developments in the automotive sector. Ford is the last top 5 brand in Australia to confirm the launch of a full battery electric vehicle. Therefore, with Ford Australia finally detailing its electrification strategy, we are aimed at introducing the Ford Mustang Mach-E into Australia. The history of the electric vehicle. So the electric vehicle was first developed in 1830 by inventors Thomas Davenport and Robert Anderson. These early electric vehicles ran on non-rechargeable batteries and far outsold gas cars for decades. In 1910, the Ford Motor Company began to mass produce the Model T Ford, which is a gas car that became the transportation icon of the middle class. Henry Ford chose gas over electricity because they travel much further between refueling. Furthermore, electric cars were renowned for breaking down and mechanics were few and far between back then. Renewed interest in the EVs returned in 1960s and the 70s as US Congress sought to reduce air pollution and rising oil costs. It was then in the 1990s and throughout the 2000s the renewed interest and investment spurred the beginning of mass production of EVs. Different types of electric vehicles. There are 3 main types of electric vehicles, EVs. Battery electric vehicle, or the BEV, the plug-in hybrid vehicle, the PHEV, or the hybrid electric vehicle, HEV. So the BEV is a fully electric vehicle with rechargeable batteries. It stores electricity on board with high-capacity battery packs, and battery power is used to run the electric motor and on-board electronics. BEV chargers are classified according to the speed in which they recharge an EV's battery. The PHEV can recharge a battery through both negative braking and plugging into an external source of electric power. Standard hybrids can, at low speed, go about 1 to 2 miles before the gasoline engine turns on. PHEV models can go anywhere from 10 to 40 miles before the gas engine provides assistance. And then lastly, we have the HEV, which is powered by both gasoline and electricity. So electric energy is generated by the car's own braking system to recharge the battery. HEVs start off using the electric motor, then the gasoline engine cuts in as the load or the speed increases. The 2 motors are controlled by an internal computer, which ensures the best economy for driving conditions. And here we have a pest analysis, which I've covered various points, which include political, economic, socio-economic, and technological. Because that's pretty extensive in my research that I've found, I won't go into detail, but you can go over each single point in that report. So advantages of electric vehicles. So reduces noise pollution, zero emissions, use renewable energy sources as fuel, popularity, safe to drive, cost effective and low maintenance. Arguments against electric vehicles. So electric vehicles are too expensive, electricity bills will increase, range of vehicle choice is limited, electric vehicles require long charging times at charging stations, frequent charging of battery is required, electric charging stations are still in the developmental stage within Australia, global chip shortages and supply chain issues, the cost of battery materials as demand for resources heats up, lithium prices are already soaring according to Credit Suisse analysis. Prices have increased by 540% since the beginning of 2021. Justification of introducing the Ford Mustang Mach-E into Australia. So I've looked over those following points and feel that we can justify introducing the Ford Mustang Mach-E into Australia on the following points. So simply put, it's an obsolete technology is now being abandoned with petrol and gas engines, a process that points to a healthier, brighter future for all. Zero emissions. The launch of the Ford Mustang Mach-E in Australia will boost domestic EV demand by investing in charging infrastructure and consumer incentives. And there's some dimensions of the Mach-E. So this shapes up as a mid-size SUV with Mitsubishi's Outlander PHEV, the closest competitor it has in the mainstream segment. Advances in EV technology coupled with growing global demand are creating new economic opportunities. Cheaper in the long run as there's no fuel costs. Globally, oil is a limited resource, therefore an alternative source of transportation, and electricity is a smart investment. The Mach-E is available with 3 unique drive modes, Whisper, Engage and Unbridled, with each offering finely tuned driving dynamics packaged with a distinct sensory experience. Charging times for the Mach-E depend on configuration, although the RWD version with extended range battery can add 52 k's of driving range per hour when plugged into an AC wall box, or about 76 kilometers in 10 minutes when using the 150 kilowatt DC fast charger. So introducing the Ford Mach-E. Ford Mustang's Mach-E electric SUV will reportedly get a boost in usable battery capacity and driving range for the 2022 model year in international markets. So in conclusion, it's cheaper to maintain electricity to charge an EV, which is around 40% less the cost to use petrol for a similar sized vehicle driving the same distance. If EV charging is managed effectively, mainly outside peak electricity demand periods, it will help us to create a flatter electricity network demand profile over a typical